Hello, my name is Raina Baker. I am a 2013 graduate of Howard University, and I am a conduit and conductor of peace. When I think about peace, I am often reminded of my fifth grade promotional ceremony. My twin brother was sitting just a few rows behind me, and my mother and father were not too far from him. I remember my principal calling my name as I had received the Class Peacemakers Award. I didn't feel that I had done anything to really deserve recognition, and it caught me by surprise. I was just excited to get through the ceremony and get to the sixth grade. But I remember the look on my father's face that day as I was being recognized for something that he dedicated his life to. My father was a conflict resolution specialist, and that was his way of perpetuating peace in his community and amongst his peers. And he was so proud that I was being recognized for something that he dedicated his life to. And as I grow in my peacemaking abilities, I am often reminded of that day. My father passed on August 2nd, 2010, and since then I have done a number of things to carry on his legacy of peacemaking. Last year, I graduated from Howard, as I said before, and shortly after graduation, I was in a dark place. I didn't know where my life was headed. I didn't feel like I had any direction, but I also felt like I wasn't living up to my potential as a writer or being all that I was called to be. I had a nightmare one night, and I remember the dream so vividly, it shook me, and I did some research to find out what the symbolism was behind this dream, and it just confirmed that I was not living up to my potential. And so immediately after, I started a blog, my very first blog, and I called it Nommo, which is a concept that embraces the creative power of words. Nommo was just a blog, but has grown to be an initiative for me and somewhat of a movement, as it is dedicated to empowering young people, helping to cultivate that can perpetuate peace in young people's community. It's dedicated to spoken word and poetry and mentorship and conflict resolution, and it became an amalgamation of all the things that are important to me. During my tenure at Howard, I found myself protesting and marching and being very vocal about the social ills and injustices that were affecting the community at large. So Nommo became a space for me to harness all that energy and initiative in one place, but not only grow in my own peacemaking abilities, but to help other young people recognize their potential. Nomo, as I said before, is a concept for the creative power of words, and language to me is the building block for progression. One of the things that Nomo does is empower young people. I recognize the gems in our community and how much they need to be poured into, but I also recognize that self empowerment is the basis for community development. So Nomo came to me from a nightmare, but now it has given me so much peace as I am able to help young people recognize their peacemaking abilities and how they can use their skill sets to further build and develop their communities. I am trying to help young people leave a legacy of peace as my father left a legacy of peace with me.